He can't hold the S on rolling 6 or 720. What's the feeling hot cause I'm already feeling funny. What's the hot to really cause he's standing right next to me. I don't for the switch, but I'm still working with that drum. I showed up and I'm hungry like a mummy. What the fuck you want from me? Smoke a sweet slice of honey. All the IG buckle, but you taking nothing from me. Jump right got me psyched, it's keep feeling funny. You ain't getting nothing from me. Goofy. He put the thing on top of his goofy. Bro, put the beat on top of his goofy. Trying to prove so just like a rookie. Down the phone, she playing the hook. Now he's so heavy, bro, like a cookie. He tough up the life in the dog. He wants to level himself. Niggas. I knew she was out. Bro, put the beat on top of his goofy. I got the beat on top of his goofy. Y'all niggas ain't heard him. Bro, put the guy on the Lucy. I got the key shit talking about shit. I'm trying to run with the speaker. I got the shit, right? They see that you knock shit easy. Days I ain't really like the beat when the time of the school. He's on a flute so just like a rookie. Y'all just don't see playing the hooky. He's like a soul licky, bro, like a cookie. He's like tough, he's really tough up life in the dummy. He arched it up and I'm standing on his tummy. Now some dreams, niggas, I knew she was lying, she told me she loved me. Bands in our pocket, shit looking ugly. Yeah, I think the bands on the pocket, that nigga was getting the shit while you running. Yeah, I should know that. Locked up, nigga, I'm bugging. I was up myself, no nigga stood. She wouldn't know fuck, I ain't give her a look. And Rocky that I ain't reading no hood. Been up the chain, been up the hood. Like, took me in, that's my coming to the woods. When she told me that coming to the woods, and think with her mom. This morning, nigga, he was like, shit, fucking that hoe. I'm like, I went up pocket, Geeking out the S on road 6 or 720. Damn. Feeling funny. I'm the beauty because he's standing right next to me. I'm for the switch, but I'm still working with that dummy. I showed up and I'm hungry like a monkey. What the fuck you want from me? Smoke a sweet slice of honey. I got the key shit talking about shit. I'm trying to run with the speakers and movie. I got the shit. They see that you knock shit easy. Days I ain't really like the beat when the time of the school. He's on a flute so just like a rookie. Y'all just don't see playing the hooky. He's like a soul licky, bro, like a cookie. He's like tough, he's really tough up life in the dummy. He arched it up and I'm standing on his tummy. Now some dreams, niggas, I knew she was lying, she told me she loved me. Bands in our pocket, shit looking ugly. Yeah, I think the bands on the pocket, that nigga was getting the shit while you running. Yeah, I should know Yeah, locked up, nigga, I'm bugging. I was up myself, no nigga should. She wouldn't know fuck, I ain't give her a look. And Rocky that I ain't reading no hood. Been up the chain, been up the hood. Like, took me in, that's my coming to the woods. When she told me that coming to the woods, and think with her mom. This morning, nigga, he was like, shit, fucking that hoe. I'm like, I went up pocket, He can't hold the S on rolling 6 or 720. Cause I'm already feeling funny. What's the hot to really cause he's standing right next to me. I don't for the switch, but I'm still working with that drum. I showed up and I'm hungry like a monkey. What the fuck you want from me? Smoke a sweet slice of honey. All the IG buckle, but you taking nothing from me. Jump right got me psyched, it's keep feeling funny.
Huh? Smokey. Huh? Smokey.
Smokey, come here, come here, come here, come here. Dead niggas, dead niggas, dead niggas, dead niggas. When I slide, I make sure they dead niggas. I love stacking them dead niggas. When I kill them, you better not snitch, nigga. I'ma light up your mama crib, nigga. I only say that cause that's where you live. If you walk out water, it is what it is. I keep on the pass, I only want head. I hate fucking niggas, so I need a fan. I never put my nails, they gon' have to clone me. I don't roll that way, they gon' have to roll me. My thing, all the labels want me. I need this, I need that, I need drugs, I need half. Geeking every day, I get fried past the sun. I thank God first, that's why I'm the one. I thank God I'm not dead, I shouldn't be dead with the shit that I did. He working with 12, I think he a ped. That nigga a bitch, he working with 12. Dead niggas, dead niggas. Dead niggas, dead niggas. When I slide, I make sure they dead niggas. I love stacking them dead niggas. When I kill them, you better not snitch, nigga. Oh, that's your motherfucking head, nigga. Dead niggas, dead niggas, dead niggas, dead niggas, dead niggas, dead niggas, dead niggas. Dead niggas. When I slide, I make sure they dead niggas. I love stacking them dead niggas. When I kill them, you better not snitch, nigga. Oh, that's your motherfucking head, nigga. Come here, come here.
I didn't know if I could kill a bitch because I'm the last man. Say I like shit, say I'm hot. Switch my steeds for feeling passion. Stupid bitch always on that team, fit on me like that kind. Ain't get shit, I told her I drop these, ain't the type. See I'm trying to bash it. Sit back on my passion, stay in my bitty passion. Where she hate me about you, boy. No sometimes to do it, cause she gon' profit from me. But I look like how she gon' do it, cause she gon' profit from me. So you should bring my cats like I'm drugs, got this fucking money. She on it like this, she gon' charge you like a fucking body. You done got it, so I got it. She keep messing, be a lot. Won't let that chick, I say stop begging, I'm like fucking friends. No mistake, but they ass, she feel like I am. Make sure you don't get that ass for me, yeah. Since I've been a bad with time. It's like, nothing that you know, it's like that I see us. Should I stand on? Should I be on? Should I be on? Take to the piano, no pain, everybody see it. On that picture that lay out 10, and I thought I drove that time, wrong with the I really damn.
It's holiday season, bitch.
This whole deal like my barrel, pass it to my bro. Um, the black stroke got way too many hoes. I had to lift up the door. I wake up looking for my back end for my last two shows. It's a bad bitch in my ear when I pick out colors. Don't get shit too twisted, yes I'm rich, but I wipe your nose. Me and you ain't shit, but at least with me, she crying the rose. I'm making shit shake through the storm, sticking my head to the sky. You try to run me, you must hate earth, you touch my chin, you'll die. Got one hand working the wheel, my other hand rubbing her thigh. You got one hand flipping the burger. I know I'm cooking the fries. This shit last night, just watch it play and slide right through my spine. This our first day, she'll let me fuck if everything go right. Got shots you never seen, like I pulled up with number dice. The word is mine, but I take risks, it's like I'm shooting dice. She hate the smell of my cigarettes. I hate the voice of her best friend. I like the taste of her pussy though. Like vanilla mix up with cinnamon. I ain't taking nothing, I sit back. I'm coming in your heart like trigger it. The choppers are fully with cooler kick. I shouldn't have full of bullshit bitch. I'm saying switching lanes. She got amazing brain, but it's so really ain't nothing. So I got raising cane. Talking like Paris Hilton. Either she done or she paying. The first got me in the trends, but all of my crumb on one hand. So I've been loving my life. We buy what we want, then we get the price. Now when the days is glitz and cloudy, pull out my chain and think go. She told me I did it, she go to my brother. I be like, damn, there's somebody white. I was in my opposite and crying. So we go pull and get fried. Pissed on the fur, but I ain't told a lie. Been standing up front, hit the street like a knife. Hit the street like a motherfucking knife. Hey, give us a promise tonight. You probably text me taking the price. Like we going shopping. Yeah, the way that you sucking my dick with it, like you was my thing. Yeah, I can tell she could eat it, the deep by the way that she talk. I remember back then I was hopping a hundred. Walk down, pumping my shit out the Euros, I threw the whole summer. Swear I'm Michael J's. Now it's 424. I got a feel bad. I'm when I walk out the store. It feel like I'm wearing a chill, but both my rings is chrome. When I move so my jacket, I chill. Now I feel when I pull up, I'm gone. Wait. Um. The black girl got way too many hoes. I had to lift up the door. I wake up looking for my back end from my last two shows. The bad bitch get my ear when the pick out colors for her toes. Don't get shit too twisted. Yes, I'm rich, but I wipe your nose. You ain't shit, but at least with me, she crying and rose. I'm making shit shake through the storm. Looking from my head to the sky. You try to rob me, you must hate earth. You touch my chin, you'll die. Got one hand working the wheel, my other hand rubbing her thigh. You got one hand flipping the burger. I'm cooking the fries. This sweet last night, just watch it quake and slide right through my Sprite. This our first day, she'll let me fuck if everything go right. Got straps you never seen, like I pulled up with number dice.
Juice World was on them drugs. Hey, bro, Sully, them drugs was on. Damn. Got my man Noah Brown in the cut. Fuck around, he might shoot you in your. Damn. Fuck around, he might shoot you in your gut. Run around, he might run up on the blood. Damn. Fuck around, he might run up with some. Damn. Fuck around, he might run up with some drugs. Damn. We on the block selling shirts. Catch a nigga. We gon' read him a verse. Night, nigga, bedtime story. Walk up on that nigga, he hella corny. Read that nigga, blue screws. Leave that nigga snotty, he ain't doing who. Leave his body, catch me on the news. Sweat parade, took it out his shoes. Damn, dumbass nigga, he was scared of shoes. Gay ass nigga, I call that nigga fool. Damn, he swear he swaggin', but he wearing shoes. Pokemon, that Mewtwo. That's what I asked for Christmas, a new tool. Something like him, I ain't really fucking cool. Damn, can't even fuck with y'all niggas, y'all ain't cool. Swag serpent, let me take your license. Damn, that's expired, no insurance, got no license. My homies own plan, man, we be buying damn. All the cars stolen, they some strikers. Monkey see, monkey do, try me like us. Bring my niggas on that zoo, they some apes. Got my niggas on the spot, straight rockin' babe. Eating hella honey packs back to back. Dumbass bitch, ain't let me crank. Let shorty on the side of the road. That bitch ain't give me throat.
Money Mark.
They ain't no I ain't team, but I definitely do it for the green. That shit I smoke, that shit I spend, that shit really for my queens. Niggas worse than the Jake. I ain't going out like Fred Hank, I'm really swerving through this snake. These niggas make me bring that ruckus out, I'm doing whatever it takes. Have to really dig myself out of a really bad spot. Smoking that exotic pack while I'm really chasing that clock. Walking through that damn forest, really fighting that self-doubt. Really feeling like a dump while I sit in old ref house. Life is feeling like a matrix while I sit with my trunk. Me and chick a little ball out. This shit feeling like a drag while I really figure it out. Hey, Jarvis told that bitch to put my dick in her mouth. Swag check. Told shorty I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Hit the catch a click, ain't nothing new under the sun. Let me lock in with the bad bitches with them buns. We just come for fun, we ain't bring no gun. If you buck, we fight for fun. Let me smoke my blunt or two before I go flocking in noon. Yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga.
Survive, I just be there, nigga, like a roll. Gotta know it's fast, like this, you know, fucking roll. Names, and I don't have to go. Low, still know myself, roll, and I don't like to roll. So let's keep it together. I'm always on this with the nigga, really love it, this way, other good. And that man's fast, he just love it. On the regular, and I come with it, pussy up, but it's the way that watch it, like it was. My change of thing, cause my boy, my bigger. All my bitches, she runs to the name with her doctor and bigger. Yeah, man, every time I go out for the siren, it's just like a sticker. She eat it, just like a sticker, run to it, then that was that bigger. Songs just like that, try one out for the drugs. But I just know that they still be love. With love. Some misunderstood. I don't know it. But I knew this to the fan head and it's long gone. Like, none of the past gone. You know that I'm going. Well, I'm feel like I'm mad about. Well, my cousin to the blame like that. It's just ain't the easy what you hit for. It's not just give me that shit what I hit for. It's not like that, I got like simple. Me, I'm fucking only on like, me, I'm fucking only on like. Niggas be thinking it's alright. Niggas be all damn dog white way. Nothing on that. That's what stay the yeah. Wait. Niggas says my way, you hit the highway. Niggas says my way, you hit the highway. Niggas says summer says you do it. This turns out like pussy. I know it. And I know this with a fat ass and it's long gone. Like, you know it, I'm not going. Well, my cousin is this is when they do what you hit for. This is when you do what I hit for. This is when you do what I hit. And it's like, yeah, like that, like that. Me, I'm fucking like, me, I'm fucking like. Niggas be on the ass, alright. Niggas be on damn highway. Nothing on that ass, let's stay there, yeah. Highway. Niggas is my way, you hit the highway. Niggas is my way, you hit the highway. Niggas is summer says you do what I say. This cause I like it, I make it flow state. Bitch, I do my dance, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bitch, got an in a trans, bro. In my stance, I got money, man, yeah. Hey, bitch, she's bad, I love my body, man, yeah. Your body's bad, how about that bad? It ain't cut, like I got the man, can't get on that chicken game, cut. I just started like something, yeah, my body beat. She won't fuck all on my crew, but I told her she might make that hammer. I'm gonna sit back for the camera, like I'm resting her, I just slam her. Fuck her on camera, niggas mad, cause I fuck this bitch.
Shout out to me. I'm a bad boy, I'm the man.
Maybe that you know I'm a virgin. If you were cool, I'm a baby. I'm a baby, I'm a baby. I can't stand it. I still gotta see me inside. I'm calling it, I'm a fan. So, yeah, big 300 so, yeah, this is for sure. Yeah, high score for
You've been afraid for a long time, haven't you? Afraid that one day someone's gonna inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. I wonder who scares you the most, Davy D. Jones or Joy Boy. Davy and Joy Boy are being held in the same regard, as if they were equals, people of the same caliber. By far one of the most legendary and iconic dialogues we have so far regarding Davy D. Jones. This is something special. You've been afraid for a long time, haven't you? Afraid that one day someone's gonna inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. I wonder who scares you the most, Davy D. Jones or Joy Boy. Davy and Joy Boy are being held in the same regard, as if they were equals, people of the same caliber. This is by far one of the most legendary and iconic dialogues we have so far regarding Davy D. Jones. This is something special about One Piece specifically. There is something thematically dangerous about these older generations. Because for some particular reason, the likes of Joy Boy, Davy D. Jones, even Emmet somehow still terrify the world government. Enough so you can make the strongest being in the world, the king of everything, fall onto his knees. Just for an example, a man who could destroy islands, split the earth, and shatter geography itself isn't even held in that regard. They called Whitebeard a pirate. They were relieved he was gone. They moved on. Now compare that to Imu's response to the name Davy Jones. Imu despises the Davy name with the same intensity that they despise Joy Boys. These are the two names that produce the same response in the person who has ruled this world for 800 years. Extinguish. Extinguish the bloodline. Erase the island. Fabricate a history that explains the silence where the truth used to be. The world government is terrified of legitimacy, and that is the crucial distinction this entire video rests on. Whitebeard's power threatened the physical world. Davy Jones' claim threatened the ideological foundation of Emu's rule. The claim that the current world order is the natural, original, inevitable order. That Emu has always been at the top. That there was never a king before the king. Rox D. Xebec, born Davy D. Xebec, member of the Davy family, descendant of the legendary pirate who is said to have once been the true king of the world, invaded Marijois during the Reverie, took kings hostage, and broke into the most protected institution on Earth. And then years later at God Valley, Emu came personally and demonified him. And even in the midst of that transformation, Rox resisted long enough to ask Emu directly, who do you fear more, Davy Jones or Joy Boy? The way Emu reacted is everything you need to know about how he feels about the name Davy. The island was sunk and declared to have never existed. That is the response of an institution that knows it cannot win the argument, and so it eliminates the person making it instead. Let's be honest and ask Emu directly. Who do you fear more, Davy Jones or Joy Boy? The way Emu reacted is everything you need to know about how he feels about the name Davy. The island was sunk and declared to have never existed. That is the response of an institution that knows it cannot win the argument, and so it eliminates the person making it instead. Let's be honest about the limits of what we know. The confirmed lore about Davy D. Jones is relatively compact. He was a legendary pirate who lived more than 800 years ago. He was the ancestor of the Davy family, a bloodline that carries the will of D. His descendant, Rox D. Xebec, believed he had once been the true king of the world. Emu fears his name, and his legacy echoes through the pirate tradition of the Davy Backfight, named in his honor. If Davy D. Jones was once the true king of the world, then Emu's current rule is not the original order. The natural world before the Void Century was not a world under Emu's thumb. It was a world that had, at some point, a different king, a pirate king, a man named Davy. So now we need to talk about the Davy Backfight. The Davy Backfight appears first in the Long Ring Long Land arc, as a pirate tradition used by Foxy to challenge the Straw Hats. You compete for each other's crew members. It's treated as comedy. It's treated as filler. It is, by a lot of people, one of the most skippable arcs in the series. And then, more than 800 chapters later, Oda reveals that Rox assembled the Rox Pirates. Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido, Shiki, and the chapters later. It's treated as comedy. It's treated as a pirate tradition used by Foxy to challenge the Straw Hats. You compete for each other's crew members. It's treated as comedy. It's treated as filler. It is, by a lot of people, one of the most skippable arcs in the series. And then, more than 800 chapters later, Oda reveals that Rox assembled the Rox Pirates. Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido, Shiki, and the rest, using Davy Backfights. He challenged other crews and won their strongest members. The tradition named after his ancestor was the specific tool he used to build the most dangerous pirate crew in history. Every time Foxy said Davy Backfight, he was echoing the method of a man trying to topple the world order. Every coin offered as tribute, every rule invoked in the name of Davy's Locker, was a remnant of a tradition that originated in Hachinosu, the same island where the Rox Pirates were formed, the same island Blackbeard now rules as full lead. The Foxy arc was a memory of Davy Jones embedded in the silliest packaging Oda could find. Waiting for the chapter that would make the audience re-watch it with completely different eyes. So the question now is, what kind of figure produces 800 years of institutional paranoia? A man with a history you can never fully erase, because the blood carries it. Davy D. Xebec. He was born on God Valley, the island that housed the remnants of the Davy family, living in obscurity, hiding from the world government's persecution. At some point before the Rox Pirates' rise to dominance, he changed his name. He became Rox D. Xebec, keeping the D, which he could not fully suppress, but removing the family identifier. He did not tell his crew. He told one person, Harold, King of Elbaf, whom he had sought out again and again over the years. He understood, before he did anything, that his existence was already a threat to the world order. The world government does not wait for Davy's descendants to become dangerous. It classifies them as targets before they can speak, before they can form ambitions, before they can choose anything. The persecution is preemptive. When Rox changed his name, he was acknowledging with full clarity that the institution he intended to destroy had already decided to destroy him. The question was only who moved first. Rox invaded Mary Joie during the Reverie, killed a Marine admiral, and took kings hostage. He broke into the most protected institution on Earth, the place Imu rules from, and demonstrated that it was not, in fact, impenetrable. The Reverie invasion established, in the most visceral possible terms, that Rox was not a pirate who happened to be inconvenient. He was a man who had located the center of the world order and walked into it. At God Valley, after Imu has used Domi Reversi on Rox, already in the process of being transformed into a demon against his will, Rox resists the transformation long enough to challenge Imu directly. This is where he asks who Imu fears more, Davy Jones or Joy Boy. He is asking while Imu's power is actively destroying him, while his body is being turned into an instrument against the people he came to protect. He does not wait until he has the advantage. He asks it then, because the question is not a tactical move. It is a statement. Even as you do this to me, I am asking you this, because I know you cannot answer it, and I want you to know I know. Imu did not argue with him. Imu did not correct the record. It was the continuation of the transformation, the erasure of the island, the fabrication of the history. The Reverie invasion followed years later by God Valley reveals the specific shape of how Rox understood his own situation. He knew enough to find Imu. He knew enough to invade their seat of power and say, I know what your rule rests on. And then, when Imu came to God Valley personally to end him and was actively destroying him, he used his final moments of resistance to ask the question that had always been the point. Which of the two ancient names frightens you more? The one who promised liberation, or the one who claimed the throne you sit on was never yours? Among everything Rox did in his career, and it was a career that included killing a Marine admiral, holding kings hostage, assembling future emperors through Davy backfights, the relationship with Harold stands apart. I think this is worth mentioning now before we get into Blackbeard. And the specific thing that sets Harold apart is he did not recruit Harold the way he recruited everyone else. He went to Elbaf again and again, year after year, and he asked. He even revealed his real name. Information he shared with no one in his own crew. When Kaido suggested forcing Harold to submit, Rox attacked Kaido for the suggestion. At God Valley, his final request to Harold was to help save his wife and child. This relationship is the key to reading Rox and recruit Harold the way he recruited everyone else. He went to Elbaf again and again, year after year, and he asked. He even revealed his real name. Information he shared with no one in his own crew. When Kaido suggested forcing Harold to submit, Rox attacked Kaido for the suggestion. At God Valley, his final request to Harold was to help save his wife and child. This relationship is the key to reading Rox as something more complex than the world government's official characterization. The wicked, power-hungry individual obsessed with global domination that Sengoku described to the young Marines. Repeating a version of events he was not present for, at an island that officially never existed. The Rox pirates were a collection of individually catastrophic people held together by the gravity of a man who had a specific goal that nobody else shared. When he died, they scattered. Whitebeard to build a family around himself. Big Mom to build a kingdom. Kaido to search for the best death possible. Each took a fragment of what Rox represented and built an empire from it. Because the original empire was never theirs. It was his. But Harold was different. Harold was held by choice, because something in what Rox believed, something in the specific combination of ambition and legitimate historical claim, held Harold's attention through decades of refusals. Even their final conflict is, arguably, a form of intimacy. You don't fight someone who means nothing to you with everything you have. A man who invaded Marijois, who challenged Imu to their face, who built the most dangerous pirate crew in history by winning future emperors through pirate games, died as a father trying to buy time for his baby to get off an island alive. The monster who loved his son. You see, everything terrible about Rox is true. He was brutal to children, Loki of Elbaf among them. He was careless with the collateral of his ambition. He held the deadliest crew in history together through threat. But everything tender about him is also true. He hid his wife and infant in the safest place he knew. He told Harold that as long as Eris and Teach survived, his own life was secondary. His entire purpose at God Valley, the man Imu personally descended to kill, was buying time for a baby to escape. The irony is total. The man whose ambition required overturning the world order, whose crew slew 3 emperors, who mocked God in the Room of Flowers, was, at the end, a father who failed to get his son out of a hunting competition alive. He didn't fully succeed. The way Oda writes, Eris probably died sometime after. Teach survived as an infant refugee, and grew up an orphan with no idea who he was. Or did he? Rox wanted to reclaim the world and wanted to save one baby, and both were the same refusal to accept that Imu gets to decide who lives and what is true. That's the inheritance, and that inheritance survived. Marshall D. Teach was at God Valley as an infant. He was classified as a super rare rabbit, a prime target in the World Nobles hunting competition because of his bloodline. He had not done anything. He could not have done anything. He was at most 2 years old. And the institution that runs the world had already decided he was worth hunting as sport. His mother died. His father was demonified and executed. His island was erased. He survived. Marshall D. Teach is the evidence that survived the crime. He is the one living member of a bloodline the world government committed an atrocity to eliminate. He is not a man who chose to oppose the world order. He is the man the world order tried to kill before he could choose, and failed. And the failure is now calling itself Blackbeard. An institution that hunts you before you can act, removes the difference between what you are and what you do. God Valley is the proof. Teach's guilt was assigned at birth. And here is the thing about assigning guilt to an infant. If he survives, you have created exactly the enemy you feared, and given him a reason. But the question here is, does he know? Does Teach know where he came from? His flagship is named the Saber of Zebek, after his father. His base of operations is Fullerlet, the island where the Rocks pirates were formed. His goal is not the Pirate King title. It is the world. So we have two possibilities here. Either Teach knows exactly who he is, and every signal, the ship, the base, the goal, is the most elaborate conscious tribute in the series. A son declaring to anyone who can read the history that he is the continuation of his father's war. Or Teach does not know the full content of his inheritance, and has independently arrived at the same conclusion. Named his ship after a name he was somehow drawn to, based on the island where it all started, wanting the world, because the blood remembers even when the person was never told what it remembers. What if Oda takes the second possibility seriously? And that it's the more frightening one. Because an heir who was handed a cause can be reasoned with. There's something scarier about an heir who reconstructed the cause from nothing, who reached his ancestors' exact conclusion through independent will with no ideology handed to him. That person cannot be talked out of it, because it was never talk that put it there. The cliche about Blackbeard is that he's impulsive and opportunistic. I think that's the single most wrong thing people say about him. Teach spent 22 years on the Whitebeard Pirates without advancing rank, without building a name, seemingly doing nothing. He was waiting, specifically, deliberately, for the Yami Yami no Mi, the dark fruit, which he believed was the power made for him, and he was willing to wait however long it took. When it finally surfaced, he killed his crewmate Thatch to get it, and left. He was enacting a life plan, built on a theory about himself, that there is one fruit that matches one person, that he was that person, and that the wait was not a cost but the strategy. That is patience at the scale of a human life. It is the exact opposite of impulsive. Blackbeard is the most patient character in the series, and he has been working toward this since before the story began. And if the question about whether he knows or not takes the second possibility seriously, and that it's the more frightening one. Because an heir who was handed a cause can be reasoned with. There's something scarier about an heir who reconstructed the cause from nothing, who reached his ancestors' exact conclusion through independent will with no ideology handed to him. That person cannot be talked out of it, because it was never talk that put it there. The cliche about Blackbeard is that he's impulsive and opportunistic. I think that's the single most wrong thing people say about him. Teach spent 22 years on the Whitebeard Pirates without advancing rank, without building a name, seemingly doing nothing. He was waiting, specifically, deliberately, for the Yami Yami no Mi, the dark fruit, which he believed was the power made for him, and he was willing to wait however long it took. When it finally surfaced, he killed his crewmate Thatch to get it, and left. He was enacting a life plan, built on a theory about himself, that there is one fruit that matches one person, that he was that person, and that the wait was not a cost but the strategy. That is patience at the scale of a human life. It is the exact opposite of impulsive. Blackbeard is the most patient character in the series, and he has been working toward this since before the story began. And if the question about whether he knows or not is still open, then this is where things get uncomfortable. A man capable of waiting 22 years for a single fruit is a man capable of building his whole identity around a name and an island for reasons he has fully thought through. The patience is evidence against the accident, or it's evidence of how deep the blood runs. The Yami Yami no Mi is unique among Logia. It does not protect its user. Where every other Logia lets its wielder turn intangible, the dark fruit makes Blackbeard feel every attack that lands, often harder. He chose the fruit that gives him less protection than any other Logia, because what it gains him, the gravity that pulls everything toward him, that drags in and negates other devil fruit powers, was worth the permanent vulnerability. The man who wants the world chose the power that requires him to absorb the full weight of everything the world throws at him, without reduction. He seeks the gravity to pull everything toward him and keep it. The darkness that consumes and the darkness that takes the hit are the same darkness. That is the psychology in one image. A man who will let the world hurt him as much as it wants, as long as he gets to keep pulling it in. For a child who was hunted before he could speak, whose first classification by the world was prey, choosing the power of absorption, of pulling the world in and refusing to let go, it's the opposite gesture of the infant who was pushed off the island to safety. This time nothing escapes him, and he is also the only confirmed person in history to wield two devil fruits at the same time. At Marineford, he took the Gura Gura no Mi, the Tremor fruit, the power to shatter the world, from Whitebeard's corpse. I want you to see the symbolism exactly, because the way Oda set this up is way too on point. Whitebeard was the series' best image of family, the man who called strangers his sons, who built a crew around a table, whose entire being was love as strength. And Teach added Whitebeard's power to the dark fruit by taking it off his dead body. The darkness absorbed the family. Literally, the power of the man who represented the best possible version of belonging was pulled into the gravity of the man who consumes everything. What Blackbeard holds now is a synthesis, the capacity to destroy the world fused with the capacity to negate and consume it, destruction that cannot be escaped. The world. What Blackbeard wants now is the world. So the son did not inherit his ancestors' exact ambition. He escalated it. Rocks wanted to sit where Imu sits. Teach wants to replace what Imu is. Technically, if you phrase it like that, they are the same thing, but much more inevitable in a way. And critically, he is not following Luffy's path. Luffy wants to be the freest man in the world, the Pirate King as the ultimate free person. Teach wants the world itself. He is following his father. He is following Davy Jones. Which brings me to the question I've been holding this entire video. Roger and Rocks were contemporaries, and they represent two versions of the same inheritance, two sides of the will of D. Roger sought freedom and the disclosure of history. He sailed to reach the truth, reached Laugh-Tale, learned everything, and laughed. Rocks sought the restoration of his bloodline's claim. He sailed to reach Imu, to prove the throne was stolen. One wanted to open the world's secret. One wanted to take back what the secret was hiding. But both were to Imu the same category of threat. A bearer of deed who could end the 800-year lie. Both were removed, one with an execution that opened the story, and the other by Imu's own hands. Neither finished what he started, and both passed the will forward. Now watch the present snap into the same shape. Luffy inherits Roger's path, literally wears Roger's successor's straw hat, sails Roger's route, seeks the same freedom, carries the same laugh. Meanwhile, Teach inherits Rocks' path. The world, the claim, the flag with the father's name on it. The two most signaled protagonists of the final saga are each the direct structural heir of one of the two captains who defined the last era. The Roger Pirates were a family, a crew held together by love, shared dream, and Roger's warmth. When Roger died, they chose to disband, and they carried his will forward out of love. The Rocks Pirates were the opposite, the deadliest roster ever assembled, held together not by loyalty, but by the gravity of a goal none of them shared. And the moment Rocks kicked the bucket, they scattered, each carving a private empire from the rubble. The Straw Hats are the purest family crew in the series. Luffy's warmth, the shared dream, the table Whitebeard would have recognized, and the Blackbeard. Roger and Rocks were contemporaries, and they represent two versions of the same inheritance, two sides of the will of D. Roger sought freedom and the disclosure of history. He sailed to reach the truth, reached Laugh-Tale, learned everything, and laughed. Rocks sought the restoration of his bloodline's claim. He sailed to reach Imu, to prove the throne was stolen. One wanted to open the world's secret. One wanted to take back what the secret was hiding. But both were to Imu the same category of threat. A bearer of deed who could end the 800-year lie. Both were removed, one with an execution that opened the story, and the other by Imu's own hands. Neither finished what he started, and both passed the will forward. Now watch the present snap into the same shape. Luffy inherits Roger's path, literally wears Roger's successor's straw hat, sails Roger's route, seeks the same freedom, carries the same laugh. Meanwhile, Teach inherits Rocks' path. The world, the claim, the flag with the father's name on it. The two most signaled protagonists of the final saga are each the direct structural heir of one of the two captains who defined the last era. The Roger Pirates were a family, a crew held together by love, shared dream, and Roger's warmth. When Roger died, they chose to disband, and they carried his will forward out of love. The Rocks Pirates were the opposite, the deadliest roster ever assembled, held together not by loyalty, but by the gravity of a goal none of them shared. And the moment Rocks kicked the bucket, they scattered, each carving a private empire from the rubble. The Straw Hats are the purest family crew in the series. Luffy's warmth, the shared dream, the table Whitebeard would have recognized. And the Blackbeard Pirates, look at how they're built. Teach recruited from level 6 of Impel Down, the worst criminals alive. And his method of promotion is a devil fruit deathmatch. Crewmates kill for the fruit of the fallen. His crew, like his father's, is held together by power and the promise of more of it, not love. The son rebuilt the father's crew model without knowing it was the father's model. The family crew of the Freedom Heir versus the gravity crew of the World Heir. The mirror runs all the way down to how each captain assembles the people around him. The Davy backfight. The tradition of winning crewmates as prizes, named for Davy Jones himself. Rocks built his roster through it. Blackbeard's Fruit Inheritance deathmatch is the same logic. The crew is assembled by taking rather than by joining. And Emu fears both equally. In Emu's eyes, he sees Joy Boy and Davy D. Jones the same level of threat. Both names produce the identical institutional response. Extinguish the bloodline, ensure the promise is never kept. But here's the thing the parallel forces us to act. When Rocks kicked the bucket, they scattered, each carving a private empire from the rubble. The Straw Hats are the purest family crew in the series. Luffy's warmth, the shared dream, the table Whitebeard would have recognized. And the Blackbeard Pirates, look at how they're built. Teach recruit forward. Now watch the present snap into the same shape. Luffy inherits Roger's path. Literally wears Roger's successor's straw hat. Sails Roger's route. Seeks the same freedom. Carries the same laugh. Meanwhile, Teach inherits Rocks' path. The world, the claim, the flag with the father's name on it. The two most signaled protagonists of the final saga are each the direct structural heir of one of the two captains who defined the last era. The Roger Pirates were a family. A crew held together by love, shared dream, and Roger's warmth. When Roger died, they chose to disband. And they carried his will forward out of love. The Rocks Pirates were the opposite, the deadliest roster ever assembled, held together not by loyalty, but by the gravity of a goal none of them shared. And the moment Rocks kicked the bucket, they scattered, each carving a private empire from the rubble. The Straw Hats are the purest family crew in the series. Luffy's warmth, the shared dream, the table Whitebeard would have recognized. And the Blackbeard Pirates, look at how they're built. Teach recruited from level 6 of Impel Down, the worst criminals alive. And his method of promotion is a devil fruit deathmatch. Crewmates kill for the fruit of the fallen. His crew, like his father's, is held together by power and the promise of more of it, not love. The son rebuilt the father's crew model without knowing it was the father's model. The family crew of the Freedom Heir versus the gravity crew of the World Heir. The mirror runs all the way down to how each captain assembles the people around him. The Davy backfight. The tradition of winning crewmates as prizes, named for Davy Jones himself. Rocks built his roster through it. Blackbeard's Fruit Inheritance deathmatch is the same logic. The crew is assembled by taking rather than by joining. And Emu fears both equally. In Emu's eyes, he sees Joy Boy and Davy D. Jones the same level of threat. Both names produce the identical institutional response. Extinguish the bloodline, ensure the promise is never kept. But here's the thing the parallel forces us to ask. Two promises, two heirs, same fear. If Joy Boy's promise is liberation, the dawn, the melting of the world's chains, the freedom Luffy embodies, and Davy Jones' promise is restoration of a claim, the return of a rightful king, then Emu is equally terrified of freedom and of legitimate kingship. Why would the same tyrant fear both a liberator and a rival identically? The answer is to Emu. Both promises end the same way, with Emu no longer holding the world. It does not matter whether the world is freed or reclaimed. What matters is that the current holder is displaced. Joy Boy displaces Emu by freeing the world from rule. Davy Jones displaces Emu by proving the rule was never Emu's to begin with. From the throne, those are the same catastrophe. And that means Luffy and Teach, the liberator and the claimant, from Emu's terrified vantage, the same weapon pointed from two angles. Now another thing I want to touch on. Two infants left God Valley alive. Well, three technically. But today we're talking about two. One was found by Roger's crew, a little...
No way.
boy in a treasure chest. two promises, two heirs, same fear. If Joy Boy's promise is liberation, the dawn, the melting of the world's chains, the freedom Luffy embodies, and Davy Jones' promise is restoration of a claim, the return of a rightful king, then Imu is equally terrified of freedom and of legitimate kingship. Why would the same tyrant fear both a liberator and a rival identically? The answer is to Imu. Both promises end the same way, with Imu no longer holding the world. It does not matter whether the world is freed or reclaimed. What matters is that the current holder is displaced. Joy Boy displaces Imu by freeing the world from rule. Davy Jones displaces Imu by proving the rule was never Imu's to begin with. From the throne, those are the same catastrophe. And that means Luffy and Teach, the liberator and the claimant, from Imu's terrified vantage, the same weapon pointed from two angles. Now another thing I want to touch on. Two infants left God Valley alive. Well, three technically. But today we're talking about two. One was found by Roger's crew, a little boy in a treasure chest, and was carried into the era of freedom, grew up to become the man who hands Luffy the straw hat, who lights the fire of the entire story. One was teleported off the island by Kuma with his mother, orphaned into nothing, and grew up to become Blackbeard. Two children carried out of the same massacre, and one becomes the herald of the dawn, and one becomes the thing the dawn will have to overcome. What if the will of D is not two separate wills running in parallel, but one path that branched at God Valley? What if the massacre that was meant to end the line instead split it, sending one survivor into Roger's story and one into the dark, so that the final saga's central conflict was seated on the day the world government thought it had won? It may have forked from a single point, and that point is an island that doesn't exist anymore. Therefore, the dawn and the nightmare are twins of the same catastrophe. Two eras built to rhyme, two crews built as inversions, two promises Imu fears identically. The final conflict the series has over 2 decades loading is therefore not Roger's successor versus Rock's successor as a fight scene. It is a collision of two answers to the same question the Will of D has been asking for 800 years. What do you do with a world that was stolen? Luffy's answer, inherited from Joy Boy through Roger, free it. Teach's answer, inherited from Davy Jones through Rocks, take it. These two men are the two prongs of the same 800-year threat, and that when they finally stand on the same shore, it will be the event Imu has been dreading since before either of them was born. The question now is Blackbeard the fulfillment of the will of Davy Jones, or its perversion? He carries the blood. He holds the name, the saber of Zebek. He holds the base, Fuliled, where the Rocks pirates began. He wants what his ancestor and his father wanted, and he survived the exact event the world government staged to end the bloodline. If Davy Jones's promise was that someone of his blood would one day reclaim what Imu holds, Blackbeard is the most literally positioned person in the world to be that someone. He is the promise, walking. Imu placed Joy Boy's promise and Davy Jones's promise in parallel. Joy Boy's path is liberation, the end of aristocratic domination, the freedom of the world. Blackbeard's path looks like replacement, not liberation, not the end of the system of domination, but the substitution of a new dominator at the top of it. If Teach takes the world, the people are not free. They are simply under someone new. And the thing here is that Rocks was not a pure destructor. He had specific loyalties, specific lines, a friend he refused to coerce. His son may be the same. People's dreams don't ever end, coexist with atrocity in a way the series has deliberately refused to resolve. And I want to argue that the unresolution is the point. One Piece is building toward a confrontation between Luffy and Teach. It is two inheritors of the will of D pursuing freedom, or the world, through methods that cannot both be right. The fight is not about who is stronger. It is about which version of the will of D the world gets to become. God Valley was erased. The Davy family was erased. Rock's D. Zebek was erased. From the maps, from the public record, from the title of the man who supposedly beat him. The world government did everything an institution can do to guarantee that the last person carrying the Davy blood would grow up never knowing his own name, his own island, or what the promise meant. They sank the evidence. They orphaned the survivor. They handed the credit to a hero who hates the story. By every measure of their own logic, the sanitation was complete. And then that survivor named his ship the Saber of Zebek, built his base on Fuliled. The world government's most thorough act of erasure produced the one person whose entire existence is its undoing. By killing Rocks at God Valley, sinking the island, and leaving behind a survivor with no context for his own origin, they did not end the threat. They refined it. They created the most dangerous possible inheritor, one who reached the same conclusion as his father and his great ancestor through independent will, without being handed a cause. Rocks inherited a belief. Teach inherited blood, and the blood remembers, even when the person carrying it was never told what it remembers. They tried to erase his name. They made a Yonko out of it. But what exactly was Davy D. Jones's promise? What does its fulfillment look like? Is Blackbeard the right person to keep it or the exact wrong one? Does Luffy have to stop him? Or do the two of them together constitute the single event the world government has been dreading for 800 years? The moment the dawn and the nightmare arrive on the same shore. We do not know yet, but I can tell you what this all proves. And it's the thing the world government has spent 800 years in one erased island trying to keep you from saying out loud. This was never just a story about pirates. It was always a story about what happens when the thing you erased comes back and remembers.
And today we're at LA Moon sent Chud Grace's friend to the hospital today. Are you familiar with who Chud the Builder is?
Very slightly. I know that he was. That's the chipping out nigga?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I seen him doing that. That's all. Literally, all I know is he'd be like, look at him chipping out. That's all I know. Literally.
Yeah, well, he's in jail right now.
Oh,
you didn't know that? Okay. Well, he's in jail right now.
For what?
This is what we'll do. Hold on. We're about to get to the video. I'm going to break it down in the video so that way it's easier for my editor, so it's not fun. We're going to get back to this conversation. Let's get to the video. Let's do it. Let that play for a second so he knows what's going on. All right. So he's in jail. Damn, this is crazy. You know, this deep.
Yeah, okay.
So he's in jail because he had went to. He was outside of like a courthouse in Nashville or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Nashville, guys? Somewhere in Tennessee.
Okay.
And there was a black guy out there. And the story goes, he went doing his bit, chipping out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the black guy was like, hey, don't do that. Don't do me like that. Like, I have people.
Bread. Want to get his motherfucking bread. I'm on, twin.
PTSD. Boom, boom, boom. This is how I am. This is how I'm living. Like, don't do that.
Okay.
He tries to say, which come on, bro. We seen what you do. He tries to say that he turned around and just walked away. And that was, he was like, okay, walked away.
Yeah.
Right. And so he probably said, and then the guy was saying, bro, I'm about to die, I'm gonna do this. And the guy that he said that came and got off on him.
Okay.
And then Chud goes and pulls a gun out and shoots him.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So he shoots him and he accidentally shoots himself.
Okay.
The guy survives.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Chud obviously survives. He calls the police. Police come. He's acting like a good boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they start looking in, investigating, and they're like, "Hey, so that guy punched you. You shot him, and that's not what what's it called? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. That's not self-defense.
Okay.
It's to be equal force. I punch you, you can punch me back. And now we're fighting. But you can't punch me. If I run out and punch, wait on a nigga to punch me, I just pull a gun out and shoot him. Can't do it.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So the difference, if there's a group of us, and they're coming in and they whooping your ass, you can out here. It has to make sense. Also, it has to be a size thing. Let's say that because Chud was bigger, he's smaller. It's like self-defense, bro. You can't really, because you're a bigger guy than him anyway. That guy's smaller.
So get your roots though.
Yeah. It can't just be, hey,
wow.
You can't do it. You feel what I'm saying? That's just not how it works.
Okay.
So boom, he goes to jail. And he gets a like $1 million something bond. He can't get out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's stuck in jail. They're not letting him out. There's another guy who's from Frisco, actually. And his name is I forget what his name is exactly. Sorry guys, we need this context. I gotta break it down to my man. Y'all get the recap too. I forgot what his name. Jake Lang.
Jake Lang. White man.
He is like a Chud the Builder meat sucker in right.
Okay.
So you know that shooting with Carmelo Anthony in Frisco.
Yeah.
He was outside of there whenever he got convicted. Like he shouldn't even be going to prison. He should be hanging from a tree out here.
Oh my.
Right. So he's doing all these things. You know, the controversy. Everybody's upset.
Yeah.
Right. Fine. But he keeps going to these different places and doing these rallies where he's just saying anti-Semitic things, talking about black people, just doing the most. And so he's been able to get away with that, get away with it unscathed. But he went to LA. He tried it at the BET Awards.
Oh, with all the blacks.
And they came to him was beating his ass.
Really?
Beating him up. You know the orange clothes that you be on the street.
Traffic goes. Damn.
He was trying to walk away and just drop the traffic code on his head. He don't really lift it all. Right? And that was the last thing that we saw.
Damn.
And I guess he's like, no, I'm out. He's dedicated. So I guess he's out here again, ready to get beat up again.
Ready to get back to it.
So this is Chud the Builder, obviously. This is Jake Lang. So let's get it.
Today was a really bad day for Chud racist homie Jake Lang. He went to LA without that plane again and got sent to the hospital again. But his day was already bad well before he even got to LA. Before he traveled to LA to get the straightening he deserved, he did a debate. He was to do a debate. Now, I say he was ambushed. Because he was told he was debating a black conservative, so Jake Lang kind of assumed black conservative tap dancers, they kind of fall in line with what I got going on, because these people are more anti-black than the white supremacists themselves. But Jake Lang was in for a rude awakening. Even though this dude he was quote-unquote debating, he's known to tap dance as well. Like, I've seen this dude tap dance a lot online. But Jake Lang is so outrageous, so egregious, just so unfathomable that this dude particularly, even though he was a tap dancer, he couldn't just stand by and allow Jake Lang to say some of these things Jake Lang was saying to his face.
What does that mean? Tell me what that means. What does it mean to be homo? If I was born here, if my grandmother was born here, my dad was born here.
As if that matters to a white supremacist. Newsflash, he's a white supremacist because he believes that white people should rule supreme. He believes that this is a white country that has no place for black people, including you. But a lot of these black conservatives, they show up, they expect to come have a conversation.
Yeah.
They are extremely coon black conservatives.
I've seen that. They were so I used to love this too.
I found out. I saw that. Was like, you know, I see a video. I saw the title. I was like, there's no way. And I click on this, and they just denounced it. Like, you would have thought you were gonna like two white men with clan.
Yeah, never watched the Hodge twins, but do not like their racist jokes. Obviously, it's like, what the fuck?
The way they were talking.
That's insane.
And it was like, y'all are black. And that's the thing. They'll be doing that.
And that's the most insane part right there. Them niggas are black. I ain't even about to go into the whole colorism shit, but them niggas are black, bro. And they're making black jokes. Like, bro.
And then they'll get on the phone with one of these real, like, you know how there's real street niggas. It's like, you gotta watch out. But the real racist, like, no, I don't be doing that. Moving that jumping, like, no, I don't. And then they be like, yeah, you doing all this talking with us, like, you know, saying black people respect for that. We don't shoot, bro. And tell you straight up.
And I love white motherfuckers like that set them niggas straight like that, bro. Because there be too many niggas that be like cooning the fuck out, bro.
It's like you done sat here and talk bad about black people and up white dudes like that. And he's telling you
about how terrible black folks are while playing the, well, I'm different though, I'm the type of black man. and they believe that that's enough, placating that much and conceding that point would essentially gather them a new friend in a guy like Jake Lang. But this is what they, and this might sound like sacrilegious. I kind of have to respect this when it comes to Jake Lang.
Like, you respect like the real street, you like, he not playing that ticket. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going for no deals. The real Klansman, it's like
standing on all of that.
I'm standing on all of that. I'm not doing no half-stepping. This is where I'm at. This is how I'm living.
Okay, what you said.
I don't care.
You're trying to please me.
Right.
Not please you.
And it's like,
okay.
Don't discriminate between the black conservative and the black liberal, bro. He just like, and this black conservative showed up trying to have a middle ground with Jake Lang, trying to come to a middle resolution with a white supremacist, and he got his wake-up call live for everybody to see.
Hello again, real quick. Y'all literally ran him up to an all-the-game game. A lot of y'all sent DMs, y'all making some bread, big.
Anyway, to get this dude a platform, because you thought you could middle ground your way to a friendship with Jake Lang, and when it didn't work out, now you're screaming, acting like you about to stand on business. Damn well, you not standing on business for nothing, man. Right? All this posturing, all this theater, all the theatrics, all the
You can see it. You can see how he was moving in there.
Yeah.
No.
Bro, animated.
Yep. And then now you just gave him the thing for him.
Funny too.
Now.
It's funny.
Man, you wasn't gonna do a goddamn thing, bro. You showed up looking at tap dance and bootleg, and you got your wake up call. Too bad.
If you were born in this country and you built this, to me, it don't matter what I gotta say. Listen, what murder your children.
Austin Hancock, Rita Zarewski, hanging about
White people could be more violent than anybody else in this world. What you talking about?
Yo, Jake.
So he's a real like black person now.
Yeah.
Whole time you want to do that conservative half step, I'm tell you, you can't do it. Like you look crazy when you do that.
Yeah.
Bro, we like you. What about we start naming all the schools, the children from all these schools?
We know what type of crime that is.
Let's get these papers. Like you naming 5 people. Like it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I don't say anything about just because the white dude died and be like, yeah. But
maybe with the mask. We need a ball.
You know what I'm saying? You can remember so many. You can remember the 5, 6, 7 names off the top. Bro, you can't remember all the names.
We gotta go by school.
Exactly. You call it a school boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it 100, bro.
Clank is so unreasonable. He got the black conservative talking like he on tap, man. He got the black conservative talking like a Hebrew Israelite, man. That's how unreasonable Jake Lang is, man. Now, I don't know why you would even show up in the first. I don't have no sympathy, nor do I have any applause for this dude for quote-unquote standing on business. Because if Jake Lang would have showed up, and Jake Lang would have played a respectability politics, he would have showed up, he would have found a nicer way to attack black people under the guise of he just don't like liberals. This dude would have been up there shucking a job and participating in that as well. But because Jake Lang showed up and, he essentially stood on what he believes, which is, black people are terrible. He don't like us at all. He don't like us. Which is why I don't like Jake Lang, and I feel like there should not be no civil conversation. There shouldn't be no middle ground to be had with Jake Lang. There shouldn't be, hey bro, come on my podcast. Let's have a conversation. A conversation about what? What type of reasonable conversation are you going to have with somebody who believe that black folks don't belong to be in America? That black folks don't deserve to be in America. That black folks deserve to be ostracized and kicked out. What type of middle ground conversation are you going to have with somebody who believes that black people
only kick out the ones that we deem bad? So we only keep you conservative black, you stay. What are we talking about? Where can we possibly be conversing?
Right. Ain't nothing to change the man's mind.
You're not gonna change his mind.
You're not the one. Yeah, you're not the one.
People cannot coexist. That black people don't deserve to have freedoms. What type of middle ground conversation are you gonna have? None of his beliefs is rooted in sensibilities at all. Right? You're not about to have this conversation and change the minds of other people who think like him. If you're at a point in life where you're thinking like Jake Lang, where you've gotten into this ideology where you believe a group of people don't deserve freedoms, do not deserve to even be in this country, you're too far gone. You've reached a level of hatred and bigotry that analyzing and psychologizing ain't gonna help. So I'm sorry, right? You try to get clout at the downfall of your own people, and you got what you deserve. Now Jake Lang is disrespecting you in your face. Jake Lang is saying stop tripping out in your face. And all you're doing is posturing and acting like you want to stand on business. Right? Whole time, we know you're not about to stand on business. You're a black conservative. Bro, you identify as a black conservative. You're not standing on business, man. We know you're kind.
Go to jail or strike this white dude about
then that's
you just disrespect like person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought this was gonna go different.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
Right. Get away. Get away.
High top city.
You with this conversation with a high top fade as a black conservative. No, bro, you need to have a low cut.
One even on you need to go to fucking sports flips.
What the fuck?
Butcher your shit. Somebody get some scissors like shit.
All right. One even with scissors. Come on.
You really want to talk about violence in this country? The you just knew y'all to get this George Floyd.
Damn.
What?
And the country to do this is one V, however many. Yeah. Boy, we got to put hands into that. George Floyd trip.
What did he have to do?
Let my man rest.
Bro,
let that guy rest.
Please. The amount of disrespect this man gets.
Who did really bad? Like, he himself did nothing. He get shit on.
Bro,
he has no idea.
Bro,
you know,
just like, just, you know, he had some kind of money or something, and they did overdid it, and it's like, yeah, the moment is what we talking about, but his name, you know, because he's the one that passed away.
This situation is a real human being.
You know what I'm saying? And so he's up here talking about it like the idea, like this is human, bro. Somebody passed away in a brutal way. And he George Floyd, Black Lives Matter. Come on, bro. What?
That's intense. That is intense, actually.
You know what I'm saying?
Jake, the whole thing stopped me from slashing you. The whole thing stopped me from slashing you. I'm telling you the difference. The reason black people were so successful in this country while y'all were feet.
Now, yeah, he sound like...
He pro-black now. He like niggas.
Before the great shit, you guys had MLB teams or jobs or hotel shows. You know why we had to do that? You know why we had to do that? Because we had to look like you.
He really wants to be segregated. He's on some Jim Crow. He said y'all had a beautiful country until the Democrats smushed that together.
Really did all.
This guy's
We were good enough to build this land, but we were trying to be citizens. We had everything. The people that didn't like the Democrats, the like you. Justice Taylor said that a black man can build this nation, but he has no rights that a white man has no respect. Sick white peons that think the way they should
Man.
This guy. This guy's. He needs to just. I mean,
he's already been beat up.
I don't know, man. What else is there further? But like, this is what I've been saying, right? And I think Fuck will be having to say similar points when he be saying it too. It's like it gets to a point now where I think you just gotta, if somebody starts yelling and doing all this in public, and they come up to you and say something, George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, you might actually have to just act like nobody's there.
Yeah, just keep it pushing.
Like act like there's not even a human speaking. Like you right here doing all of this, and I walk by you like it don't phase because that's what they want. The reaction. The interaction.
Yeah. It's like if you do something, you're proving my point.
Right.
Yeah.
Trip me out.
Yeah.
Trip me out.
Told you.
I knew. Look, watermelon chicken. It's like
watermelon chicken,
bro. It's the same joke. George Floyd. Watermelon chicken. Grapes. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. These guys. Black Lives Matter. It's the same bit every single time.
Hell is a hot place, man.
Bro.
That white boy is so evil, hateful, bigoted. He got a long time trying to get in the field with us, man. Too late, sorry, bro. We don't want to get in the field. Yo, I just find it hard to believe, man. Which is why, like, a lot of these dudes kind of just see it as a LARP. Right? A lot of these like black conservatives, because this dude for the most part is a Trump supporter. Like we've seen him in multiple debates, right, praising Trump. So you somehow understand the history of your people. You somehow understand the obstacles your people had to overcome. You somewhat understand what people who look like us went through in this country. You understand this, and you still decided to go to that voting booth and vote for Donald Trump. But yet, you're sitting surprised when someone like Jake Lang feels emboldened, feels proud to be racist in 2026. That right there is the aftermath and consequences of who you voted for. He feels emboldened because of who is in office. He feels emboldened because of who Trump has elected to lead this country. Bro, do you understand who Stephen Miller is? But Stephen Miller is... It's probably one of the most white... You've never met a more racist human being than Stephen Miller. I think Jake Lang is child's play when it comes to Stephen Miller. And Stephen Miller is like second in charge of Trump. Like he's the dude that Trump listens to the most. So you voted for somebody who has white supremacists and white nationalists leading this country, but yet you go on a podcast and you get upset and worked up over Jake Lang. When you voted for Donald Trump and Stephen Miller. Man, all right, bro. Yo, if you do all that, like performative stuff, man, I ain't trying to hear that, man, right? You did all that. What's stopping me from putting hands on you? And then he's coming back with Black Lives Matter. Shut up. Man, got you looking like an absolute fool, man.
Real, that's what you understand. The difference between you and built this is why. Did you watch BT Wars here?
What is?
Wow.
What is he even doing?
Wow.
Molly Percocet. Molly Percocet. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like this racism.
Shit really deep, boy.
What? And what is?
I voted for Trump. Just to expose this type of shit, bro. Just to expose the real motherfuckers that are real blatantly racist.
If you don't leave,
this nigga. First of all, this nigga look like fucking conservative Kevin Durant. Get this nigga.
Please get out of here. You're not even barking. At least not even barking.
The Unfuck America tour?
Yeah. That's exactly what that says. With his boot cut raw. Blue.
Shit, pure blue.
No wash. Them boys straight blue.
Is exactly what I'm talking about. You're spewing Get him? No. It's not. You're not what you're doing. You dress up nice like white people. Doesn't make you
Black people can't dress nice. Damn. Just because you dress up nice like white people. Damn, you ain't never seen a nigga with a suit? Shit.
What? White people. Look how you're speaking. Look at what you see. I'm saying you are anti-assimilated in white culture. They're not. You guys are violent. You're
Bro, he don't eat like, bro. What?
He glorified balls.
Look out, bro. Look at his nigga.
This nigga's fingers are so fucking long.
Yeah, I know this nigga's a master at the video game. This nigga's probably top 5 Call of Duty player of all time.
Yo, he definitely holds the controller like
Boy, what? He got the claw grip.
Bro, look at his fingers.
He's rapping just like naturally.
Whoa, that's kind of crazy. This nigga said you're glorifying ball playing. Bro. What are you even talking about?
Right.
He's talking about that's why it's like you gotta talk to a 15-year-old because a woman would never give you no.
Wow.
He did say this. He sounded like a black man.
He fully.
He left all that other.
With my Negro.
Yeah, I'm done playing.
That make you look good. If you guys are not aware, there was this Jake Lang files where they did this whole decoy thing on Jake Lang where they presented like this 15-year-old fan of Jake Lang who hit him up. He hit them back. He was texting. He was very interested in meeting up with the 15-year-old. He even told her, "Hey, I gotta wait 6 months to meet up with you when you turn 16." So this dude is the very definition of a pedo. You understood he was a pedo. You knew the files. You knew he got exposed for this. You thought he was guilty of whatever he got accused of, which is why you're bringing it right now. And you still wanted to sit down to debate a pedo? I'm confused here. Sir, I'm confused. I'm lost here, bro. I'm lost. So you wanted to sit down and meet and get to a middle ground with a white supremacist, white nationalist who hate us, who called for Carmelo Anthony to get hung from a tree, who disrespected black mothers
outside of the Colin courthouse. He was spewing on it.
And by the way, he was talking to 15-year-olds. That's the person you wanted to sit down to get to the middle ground with. F out of here, bro. I'm not giving you no strikes whatsoever. Once he got done with that particular interview or debate he had to LA. Now, when he got to LA, chaos ensued almost immediately. Now, the last time he went to LA, he went to LA to quote-unquote protest black culture outside of the BT Awards, and he got the hands of the ancestors all. He felt that straight. They got that boy out of here.
Is that, like, there was a lot of Hispanics, white people out there that were on his ass. For a second, it was just them. There wasn't really too many black people on it. Like, they got the cone on his head. Oh, he might have been black. Or he might have been Hispanic. But I just know at one point when he was getting followed, like towards the end, it was just a Hispanic and white dude, like, on his ass. And it was good.
Did him bad. And if you forgot the last time Jake Lang went to LA, let me remind you guys of what took place.
Do that little fun, man. Do that fun.
He left LA bloody, bruised up in a hospital bed. But apparently he thought it was a good idea to come back. Now, this time around, he was coming back under the guise of he was marching or doing like a rally on behalf of a mayoral candidate, but I don't believe so, bro. He came strictly to antagonize people. We know this, bro. But here's the thing. Black folks We showed you a whole one time. We not coming back to Bobby. You got it, man. Like we already showed up, gave you the beat down, gave you the smackdown. At this point, but you just a little boy, man. Like you just we thought you was coming with the smoke the first time. We thought you was coming with like 100, like squad Crusaders you can claim, but you came with like a short, fat, stubby Mexican. You came with one other white dude, and then yourself. And you just showed up and got beat up. So black folks stayed home this time, man. But our white brothers and sisters, our Mexicans, Hispanic brothers and sisters, man, they showed up and they showed out, man. This is what happened to Jake Lang as soon as he stepped foot in LA.
So it looks like Jake Lang is returning to LA. So he's holding a Stop the Steal rally for Spencer Pratt outside the U.S. courthouse on July 10th.
Your mom's too weak for your hands not to work, man. Oh, this brother laid down some real straight.
Get back here! Where you going? What? Get
Bluetooth mode.
back here! Where you? Oh, he on that. Oh, he laid down some shit. No, this is what we call a demonstration where I'm from. And this is a demonstration. This is a demo. But it gets worse, man. If you thought the demo they laid down on Jake Lang was bad, wait till you see the demo they laid down on the white boys who came with him.
He's just coming. He's running. Oh, shit. Oh,
my God.
Oh, shit. He started chasing this nigga. Damn.
Somebody got slammed. Wham. Somebody did dirt.
Somebody, this nigga came through spraying that motherfucking mace.
Bear spray.
Oh.
Stop it!
Stop it! All right, Captain America, fucking relax.
Stop it!
Watching him like that shit was going to stop something. Like, massive amount of Captain America aura is going to stop the whole crowd and disperse everyone.
Like, what? It would have come from off the screen and come hit you. Wow!
This is the freedom of speech peaceful.
Yo, bro, Jay Lang is such you such a B, bro. Yo, and the dudes who came with him, y'all peep how when he's getting attacked, y'all run to him.
Y'all ran over there spraying spray. You got beat up and he's yelling, "Hey, stop that!"
Yeah, you was ready to come spray something. He talking about stop
that. This is a peaceful event.
Nah. Nah.
While your ass just got kicked in your jaw while trying to get up.
Body slammed on the concrete.
Please.
It's defense, but when y'all getting attacked,
Again, it's left outside.
He's not getting involved. When y'all getting attacked, he's like 20 feet away watching you get attacked. But this one, y'all came out here to put your life on the line. Man, hey, listen, man, I'm just glad, man. All right. We did one demonstration, one straightening. We ain't have a need to come outside, man, again, bruh. All right.
That being said, man, that guy's a dork.
Yeah.
And mind you, this is like a lot of this is in the name of Chud. You know what I'm saying? Chud sparked this guy's want to just, and Chud is struggling in jail right now.
I can only imagine.
He's struggling.
I can only imagine.
And they treating him too. Like they're treating him. And today, reacting to streamers are
Spider-Man. I'm zooted him up. Let me hit the blood one more time. So I can't feel the high. Oh yeah, I'm feeling pain. Yeah. Goddamn, the cops just drove past. Either one of the options, an overdose, someone just got killed, or domestic violence, or robbery, or someone just got killed. Assaulted. Or if I go to